for having me, and thank you for creating a community circle on a Zoom. And that's what it feels like. I'm Quechua Mayo descent. I am from this continent and another in Peru. I am actually also Scottish. I'm calling from the lands of Sagna, from the unceded territorial lands of Tongva. I am always every day grateful and thankful, and I pray and give those thanks to the ancestors and to the people for allowing me to continue to be clumsy on their land and still learning. Um, what I wanted to talk about in a very heart-filled way is my experience as a woman, as a mother, as a grandmother, and the way that I worked within LAUSD. It's an honor to have Arlene today here because she inspired me to continue the work to talk about things as the military and to be offering informative and useful resources and updated resources for families as a parent coordinator at Venice High School. And I had been known to be called into the principal's office at my age because I ran off the military off the campus. So, with that, I want you to trust me with your trust. And if you know more than I, that's please share with me. I don't have statistics. I don't have numbers remembered, but I do have a sense of stories of humanity and how the Los Angeles Unified School District has whittled down the experience of a parent who can make guiding and informed and really educated decisions for their students by way of not returning phone calls, not returning emails, and being off-puttish to the students. And specifically speaking about the military, we've had to opt out our students of the military, and that requires every parent filling out a form that used to be in the parent handbook printed. Now it's online. And if you want your child to not be harassed, harangued, or pulled out of class during the day, if you have a high school student in your family, in your neighborhood, or within your, as an auntie or uncle, grandpa, grandma, or a son or daughter, you really need to think about the informed decision and how you want to present this information, because the application to opt out of being bothered by the military and being harassed is because of the no child left behind. And if you don't opt out, the military will come up to the campus at the high schools and extract the information of your home address, your phone, and your email, and will speak to your child without your consent. And so as many times as I've been called into the principal's office, it was worth it. It doesn't take a lot to inform parents and students that there are other options, because we have to be honest that every student isn't college bound or university bound. We still need certified, certificated educational options, plumbers, mechanics, head start teachers, nurses. We need a community built with the infrastructure of what they're calling now the essential workers. And I would rather know that I did my best to try to inform community to make a better informed and decision about these things. Now, if they lean towards being, enlisting into the military, then I celebrate that decision too with them, because that's a personal decision. It's not a me decision. And with that, I have personally gone with parents to pull the students back and away from the recruiter. They changed their minds and they were signing contracts under the age of 18, and of course without parent consent. These recruiters are operating on a completely different heart, a completely different mindset, and the heart is not even involved. It's gonna be that, it was a hard thing to do, and I'm encouraging you to think about these things because we wouldn't have A-bombs if we didn't have such a thing as war. And all of these atrocities of war bring about terroricide, ecocide, and of course, genocide. And mostly Black and Indigenous, our Latinx, all of our students that go to these wars, frontline, are fodders for these wars. And it comes back, they come back changed. They come back forever changed. And there's very little people statistically who have graduated from any kind of university paid for by the military, let alone finding jobs. Things have gotten better because the veterans are, empowered to stand up for themselves, and we support our veterans for going on our behalf and putting their lives on the line. However, when they come back, we need to receive them with love. We need to receive them as relatives. And there was another discussion on another call about doing that at the end of this month, in receiving relatives returning from war. So I'm just going to say that if there's any takeaways from what I learned and what I experienced straight from the heart, is you can be that relative. You can be that person to help people opt out. I will drop a link for the Facebook page that I provide. The deadlines are from the beginning of the first day of school all the way to November 1st. Those are hard deadlines to have any high school student opt out. And it doesn't mean that they shouldn't or couldn't join. It just means that we're providing the empowerment for parents and families and students to make their own informed decision. The second thing is that it has to be online, and it is in Spanish. It is in all the languages. I think there's like 82 languages in Los Angeles that are spoken. None of it is in Nahuatl or any other indigenous language, but you can help anyone with English as a second language, any community member who needs that kind of support. They do translate to all the other languages, and that beautiful tapestry of culture that Los Angeles is. And the last thing is that if you need somebody to help you, dedicate some time and some information in regards to some of the certificated options, I'm going to say there's LA Trade Tech, any of the schools, any of the adult schools offer wonderful options online as well because of COVID, and that we have to somehow, I'll close with this, we have to somehow be vulnerable with each other to a certain point where we have to trust each other with our trust, because that is such a beautiful gift that weaves our truths together to make a healthy and healing community, a forever continuous healing community. And that if our truths collide and are in conflict, that we should always be able to call each other up or communicate, at a safe distance in person if we can. And if not, just give a quick phone call or text, because I am a firm believer that we have to be the ones that master agreeing to disagree, and how we're going to come together and continue to be community, that we basically are connected and we're related, more related than we are in disagreement. And thank you for your time. And let's continue to pray for water and pray for the land and pray for our critter relatives. And Tina, it's beautiful to spend time with you in the Zoom. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to all the presenters. Thank you for all the speakers. Many, many prayers and continued blessings for a beautiful and healthy life.